Come on, welcome to chat, man. Welcome. There we go. Welcome to chat. That's what I was looking for. It's making such a disgusting habit. I'm going to get some water. Just doing a quick live. Seeing who's awake over in the US of A. It is super hot here. This was 40 degrees Celsius, which is 102 degrees Fahrenheit. 102. Just got to try and stay hydrated. Yep, so big announcement. I've hit 100 subscribers. Hey. I remember having 0 and thinking to myself, how do you get people, or how do you drive traffic to your channel? And it just dawned on me, you just gotta be yourself and hope that the people that watch you like who you are and like what you do. Pretty much. At least that's what I've discovered. And I've definitely come across some really amazing people. So not only is this a live about reaching that triple-figured milestone, but definitely some shout-outs and some appreciation to people for love and support, basically. Yeah, and despite there being like 100 subscribers, the circle's pretty tight. The circle is pretty tight. Like at best, I think I communicate or message or get comments from the same people, and it's just by their calling out my name and letting their circle of friends know what's up or how to find me. Pretty much. Hey Shane. Hey Shane, just ended up doing a quick live, like I said. What you doing? Are you going to go out? You should go out. You should definitely go out and check the dumpsters out, check the bins out. It's so hot. God damn. Going out for it tomorrow morning. That's actually a really good idea. Scrap dog, live dumpster diving. Yeah, but you know, like I was saying before, I wouldn't worry too much about like that it's late night shopping. Like I says, they don't hang around the back too much. If anything, they go like pretty much at the end of the night, not so much during the night. Like maybe like they get rid of like their produce like in the mornings and make way for the fresh stuff. Especially like Thursdays and Fridays, they move a lot of their stuff out on Thursdays and Fridays, so they get fresh stuff in the weekends. Yeah, it is too hot. That's the other thing. I tell you, man, I can't, Bob, straight up, I can't wait for winter time. That's going to be our time to shine. That's when we will kill it with the food. But the food side of things is during, well, certainly after summer anyway. It's just things spoil too quickly in this heat, especially in those metal bins. Crazy. So winter time's going to be our time, bub. Like straight up, they get rid of a lot of their summer stuff. But there's a bin down in Dawesville I want to check out, down in the Miami one and up. It's not gated off or anything, but I went and checked it out one day. Oh, hey, Brandy. How are you feeling today? Shannon, and this is Brandy, Small Town Dives. You should tap on her name and check out her page and have a look at the stuff that she does. She's awesome. Brandy, this is Shannon. This is my daughter-in-law. She is a budding young dumpster diver, and took her out with me the other day. And headed back to work. Yep, took her out dumpster diving with me the other day, and she's a beast. She jumps right on in and sits amongst it while she's sorting through everything. She's a beast, man. And she got the bug. She got the bug. Yep, just wait. Yeah, it's pretty early getting the kids ready for school, so you're going to be a busy mama. Brandy, you're going to be a busy mama. You're awesome, Brandy. You're awesome. That's why I like watching your stuff. And it's just a shame I don't catch your lives, you know, because I'm asleep. But really appreciate you every time you come on, you know, and make comments on my page. I just had a look at my channel and I've reached 100 subscribers. Can you believe that? That's cool as, man. I just didn't think that, wow, you know, I'm an optimistic, but yeah, and you know, I just think that you do things organically, and you just try and be yourself as much as possible, and utilize the tools that are available to you, and be good in within your community, and I guess the word spreads just like that, you know, and don't have to try and drive traffic into your channel. You just let it happen and just try and do the best content as you can, you know, just get good at being able to speak freely on lives and on your videos, and get better at editing and stuff like that, and the numbers will come. No, thank you so much, Brandy. No, I really appreciate it, and you play a a massive role in me reaching the numbers that I have. They don't have to be big shout outs. They only need to be subtle ones and just being mentioned in live comments and stuff like that. It sparks the interests of others that are watching you, and they go, who's this big bee person you're talking about, or who is the small town dives person you're talking about, and that's the true networking right there. I'm guilty too. I'm guilty as well, and I just realised that it wasn't really me. I just realised that I yeah, it just wasn't me. Like, I tried that in multi-level marketing. I done a lot of multi-level marketing companies and stuff like that, and it works great for places like that to drive traffic towards your product. But this is so like different. This is like, dumpster diving is only a small part of our lives, but when we do our lives and stuff like that, we actually expose the rest of our lives. Who we are. So I did that for a couple of days, and then I unsubscribed or unnotified the people that were doing that, and not for no disrespect to them at all. Neither have I. Neither have I. And more power to the people that do that. That's cool. My realization came was, while I was sharing love, my love to other channels, it was actually to channels I knew I wasn't gonna like physically watch, because right now that's not where my content, or that's not where my headset is. And I really want to try and build a community that people like yourself are trying to build, people that are interested in us for who we are, and not for the amount of subscribers we have for potential traffic. Absolutely, absolutely. But the thing about like sharing things like about your grandmother, Brandy, is it it's a story that should be shared. It should be shared. It She has built the foundation of what your 2 feet are standing on. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I I love talking about my grandparents, and I was blessed enough that they were still alive, and I remember them, and they taught me so many things when I was younger, and I've been able to extend those sort of teachings onto my children, and now that extending that onto their children. So, but in both of our cultures, even in your grandmother's culture as well as mine, that's we never had a written word. We never had a written language. Everything was done by storytelling, in our artwork, in song and dance. And our genealogy was really important. Yes, and they were all gifts, all the things that they passed on, and they're real subtle nuggets of knowledge and information. Just and when we were younger, like I'd fob them off, but I'd have light bulb moments where I'd go, wow, my grandfather told me about that, and I had to live some kind of life and experience some kind of life before it dawned on me that he was actually, teaching me something. So, so blessed and grateful to be able to have experienced that. and know their name in full and pass their names down, you know, into future generations. See, like back at home, we pass the names on of our ancestors on to our children. So when they pass through that country and they express their name, um, it's recognizable. They have an attachment to that land, to that area, you know, to that airspace, you know. And I don't know, and forgive me if I'm speaking out of turn, but it's like having a spiritual animal. I guess, you know, you can attach it to having a spiritual animal. Hey, Sam and Scrappy, how you guys going, man? Thank you for joining the live. Really appreciate your guys' attention. And yeah, Brandy's on board. My daughter-in-law, Shannon, is on board as well, I think. No, she was putting down my granddaughter, so maybe it's just us three. So I was just sharing with Brandy that I just hit 100 subscribers, which is a milestone, and never thought I'd ever get those sort of numbers, which is pretty cool. We were talking earlier on about how we'd been on those sort of networking channels, but it really wasn't for me. I wanted to gather those sort of numbers organically by being part of the community and sharing that way. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it so much. I appreciate that comment, Sam and Scrappy. I really do. You know, I spent a lot of my younger years being a bullshit artist, you know, and wearing a lot of different masks to hide the true me. And yeah, it's quite liberating being straightforward and honest. Sometimes my honesty can be construed as rude, but it's not really. I just and I don't go out looking for any kind of reaction. I just think like myself, a lot of people are just not ready for some truths, and I know I wasn't. But now that I am ready for, you know, now that I have been ready and prepared and absorbing truths from how I used to conduct myself as a younger man, yeah, it's funny how the events have turned the way that they have, and to be able to sort of like expose that on a platform like this. No worries, Brandy. Look, I really appreciate you being on here. Love you so much. You know, stay well, and you know, much love to you and your family. And get your kids ready. You've got a busy morning ahead with lots of screaming and lots of. To be honest, I miss it. So, more power to you. Bless you so much. It is so hot here at the moment. Wow, it was 40 degrees here in Western Australia. We're looking at a bit of a heat wave at the moment, a whole string of 40s to look forward to. And I checked what the conversion is. That's like 102 in Fahrenheit. So is that hot? Is that hot for you guys over there? 102? Must be, because it's bloody hot here, you know. I was saying to my daughter-in-law, I can't wait for like the autumn and the winter time to come and to go dumpster diving, because all of the food places in here, like in Aldi's or Woolies or Coles, the food spoils really fast, you know, really fast. You can only really get the dry. Oh, actually, it's 36 degrees, but that's Celsius, right? That's Celsius. Anything over 36 degrees for 4 days in a row is considered a heat wave here in Australia. Or is it 3 days? It's 3 or 4 days. Anything over 36 is a heat wave. And the conversion into Fahrenheit, 40 degrees, is 102 Fahrenheit. So is that hot for you guys over there? Of course it is. It's bloody... I'm right next to the Western Desert, man. It's like... That's why Perth is like the most isolated, well, so they say, it's the most isolated city on the planet. You've got thousands of kilometers or miles of the Atlantic Ocean on one side, and then you've got thousands of kilometers of the Western Desert on the other side of you, and it's pretty isolated, man, but still a metropolis. Delaware, like 30, and I hear 30 is like getting close to the zeros in Fahrenheit. Yeah, I don't quite, you know, Fahrenheit doesn't flow for me like it would for you. I obviously lived it, but talk to me in Celsius. Okay, I can do that. Yes, it is. Okay. I was just watching Scrap Dog doing his live dumpster diving. I've never seen one of his dumpster diving before outside of a video. And yeah, he said it was cold. So cold, stuff froze. That's all good. That's all good, my baby. Sweet as. That's top priority. Did I go diving last night? No, I didn't go diving last night. But I'm going to go for a bit of a dive tonight. Going to go and check out some bins, my daughter-in-law and I. So she's just come on board anyway, Sam and Scrappy. It's Shannon. That's my daughter-in-law. Took her out for her first dive a few days ago. Was it, Shan? And did pretty good, you know, and she is like my lucky charm. Our first thing we found was a television, for crying out loud. Two of them actually. One was a 32-inch and one was a really large screen one, maybe 50 or 55-inch television, and yeah, and the small one works. Plugged it in, everything turns on. It's a little bit dim. I understand why they turfed it, but it works and it's free, and it's a $20 note all day long. Should have grabbed some of those bread loaves, but you know, if there's one thing you can guarantee, Bub, is this: that there'll be more bread loaves. There'll always be bread loaves. You're just guaranteed. So, you know, pick your battles, because you just can't save everything. So I posted up a video today about doing some finishing off some of my projects that I've collected as from dumpster diving. So some of those picture frames that we got, Bub, yeah, I put some photos in some of them, and some artwork. And I want to do some. I'm going to do some painting, some glass painting on another one of them, and I'm going to like do a video of it and post it up, because it all come from the dive. Yeah, Oh, absolutely. Yeah, but it's not new. Waste of the food and all of that bread and stuff. It's not new. That's been happening for a long, long time, long, long time, and but it never used to. There were a time where there were no big supermarkets. There were if you wanted bread, you had to go to a baker. If you wanted meat, you had to go to a butcher. If you wanted seafood, you had to go to a fishmonger. And those were small community businesses that thrived because they were always frequented, and they were personal because they knew you by name. You walked in the store, they saw your face, and they had your order ready. And that's what's missing right now. The corporate world has taken away all the personality of what small businesses offered, and they care not for the produce, only the profit, unfortunately. Yeah, Shannon's my she's my girl. She's my new dumpster diving buddy. She is my new dumpster diving buddy. Oh, you can save money now with dumpster diving. You can save so much money now while we're dumpster diving, and the benefits of having like started it years ago, those salmon scrappy, is like, come now, we would have already developed a process and a system that is like just second nature. So that's the kind of level you know or at least I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to reach that level where dumpster diving, I know exactly what I'm going to do with what I find or when I see it. I don't have any doubts or second thoughts about where it's going to go. So really, it's about trying to develop those systems to be thrifty and frugal and save money. Shan has one brother, Declan, old Decky, and handsome young boy that he is. And two sisters, and that's just on her parents' side of the family. On her husband's side of the family, she's got another five brothers and sisters. Shan is a budding new dumpster diver. She, like I said before, took her out for her first dumpster dive a few days ago, and we had a pretty good night. And I wish I had the battery power in my phone to record it, because it was quite a sight to see her just get in there like a beast, get on amongst it with the juices. Hey, yeah, and yeah, and she's got the bug. She got the bug now. Yeah, on YouTube, I'm Big B, but when we're at home, I'm Dad. Hey, sweetheart. Damn. But yeah, she's yeah, now she's doing reconnaissance around the shops in her immediate area, and she's just keen to like just take a look around and extend out into the outer areas and where she lives. And that's what you do. You recon and just find out where those bins are. Is that right, eh, Scrappy? Oh, absolutely. There's a whole lifetime ahead. There's a whole lifetime ahead to do footage and create content. And yeah, she is she Bub, you are going to be the beacon, straight up. You are going to be the beacon, and she's really good on like social media as well. So um, get some assistance from her as like finding like creating some sort of selling strategy, because as much as I'd like to donate, the reality of some of the things that we donate are often, sometimes, maybe not often, but sometimes thrown out by the very people that you're donating to. So, well, at least here, I don't know about in America, but here, the people we donate to, like the churches, the thrifty stores, and stuff like that, haven't quite reached the status of homeless shelters, because they don't exist here. Women's refuge, children's hospitals, these are all part of the list of things that we can donate to. And that's what I was talking to you, mentioning before, Sam and Scrappy, about reaching that organic level where there's no second thought of where you are going to donate the stuff that you find in the bins. So I literally have three piles. I have keep and give away to family and friends, donate and sell. And those are my three piles. Yeah, it's a pity we live so far away from each other, bub. Otherwise, straight up, if you were like in Fraser's Landing, I'd probably really consider going out every night. It is wonderful to donate. It should be the thing that's at the forefront of our minds. You know, um, donating, saving stuff from the landfill. I mean, and it's such a small part. Oh my God, as well as I do that, go to some of these bins and they are just jam packed. So much so you can't even close the door or climb in. And we pull out all the stuff, food, clothes, all the stuff that can be rescued from the landfill, but we're leaving behind so much more, man. Packaging, you know, packaging, clothes hangers. I mean, every video I see, there's someone's come across a massive pile of plastic clothes hangers. I mean, what the hell? What are they? Where do they expect these things to go? Just like dissolve in Mother Earth? Don't work like that, man. Not just there, everywhere. Expiry date, yeah, transfixed on it. You know, but you look at it from a marketing sense, right? You know, if you have the two exact same items side by side, and one's got an expiration date. I mean, it's just printed on, and by law they have to do it. And one that's still good to go for another 6 months. The one with the expiry date isn't going to sell. it's it no longer has value. But why don't they donate? Why don't they donate? Because there's no there's no tax return for giving away stuff. That's not how corporates see. That's not philanthropy to them. Philanthropy is a money-making exercise, which is why you see people like Bill Gates donate billions of dollars, because donating forces the government to be the donator ultimately, but he gets it all back. Cans are good, way past the expiry date. Absolutely. Shucks, man, they're still pulling out. They're still finding nuclear bunkers behind people's homes that have got water and beans and canned foods and dehydrated foods that have been sitting there since the 1950s. They're still edible. Just people can be precious sometimes, I'm sure the First Nation of America, had a way of dehydrating their food so it kept for a long time. They were a zero waste, just like our natives in New Zealand, a zero waste nation. Indigenous people were zero waste, zero. The problem with us as human beings in this day and age is that we consume. We're just consumers. That's all we do in mass, en masse. We consume. It's convenience. We're getting lazy. We're getting lazy. We no longer hunt and gather our own food. But I see dumpster diving as a form of hunting and gathering. You hunt, you see the dumpster. Ooh, gonna go and check that one out. And you go in and you dive and you gather and you collect and you take it back to your tribe, to your hut, and you share it out. And it's the same mentality. Absolutely. I'm not sure about low temperatures. You know, like I guess if it freezes and then it thaws out, it's probably going to be detrimental. But does it make it any less of a? I mean, it may lose its some flavor, or it may lose its integrity and shape. But I'd sooner have stuff that's been sitting frozen in cold weather than stuff that's been sitting in hot temperatures. If you know what I mean, I'd be more inclined to. I'd be more inclined to lean towards the stuff that's been sitting in cool weather. I mean, shucks. That's why we have refrigerators. That's why we have freezers. I mean, not all food likes it, but hot weathers, nah, man. Totally agree with you, though. So, what about you guys? Are you guys going to go out today or tonight for a dive? Or have you found anything, come across anything good lately? Sure, absolutely. That's what hurts meat is the oxidization of it, and it starts its like when they process the meat, it's already gone through its spoiling process, I guess, which is why they inject it with all sorts of shit to sort of keep it from spoiling quickly, and that's a reality. They do it from when the animal is still alive. They pump it full of things so that when it comes slaughter time, the meat doesn't spoil. Otherwise, if you hit something fresh, if you're a hunter and you hit something fresh and you hang it, especially in our country, we hang it until the outer layer of the meat almost goes blue. Almost goes blue. But underneath it is kept nice and fresh. And then we have a process called pāwhara, which is dehydrating of the meat and the drying of the meat, salted. You know, the up in the Alaskas, they salt their meat. Salt is a form of preservation. But yeah, vacuum packing is the way to go. Totally agree with you there. I'm telling you, man, I'm dehydrating like a mofo. Ah! Pandemonium! And I bet that was trippy from your guys' point of view. So 30 degrees, nice and breezy over there, first thing in the morning for you guys. And whereabouts are you located, Sam and Scrappy? Or Sam? Where are you guys located? In America? So my boy, hey? Hottie in your coat. Go and have a drink, go on. Go and have a drink of water. Don't keep yourself thirsty thing. Yeah. So Shan and I, we found a bin, discovered one. That's why she's my lucky charm. She's going to be a beast, man. If there's going to be anyone that's going to help with those numbers, going to be my girl, because she's gorgeous, and we'll have people flocking to the channel. And she's interesting. And she's a beast. She'll jump in there, man, not a problem. Hey, bub. So Christmas just around the corner, guys. Oh, you're very interesting. Very interesting. You know, sometimes you and I can talk for like hours. And I really like that. I like that we can sit and have a chin wag about all sorts of different things, and yeah, and not be worried about what we say. So that makes you like a really cool chick. You're a cool chick, and I love you heaps. And my little Miss Chatterbox, eh? Not so little Miss anymore. You know, you're a mama now. My moko, she's a little Miss Chatterbox. That's you know, if there's something that was being carried down from that gene pool, is little Miss Chatterbox, because it certainly didn't come from Logan. He is not a little Mr. Chatterbox. No, you are a cool chick, man. You always have been, you know. Just we're finding our feet, you know. We're finding out more about each other, and that's a really cool thing, you know. We've got a lifelong relationship that open communication is what will bring us together more and more and build our bond and make it that much stronger. And our common denominator is definitely that child. Well, you have equally been stuck with me for the last 4 years as I have been stuck with you. So the little train that could. I think you can. I think you can. I know I can. That's it. If there's one thing about that girl is, is her optimism. She's like, you're like a Bengali tiger, bub. When you get your teeth and your claws into something, you're hard to shake off, and you give it 100, you give it 100. And sometimes we have to sift through a lot of different things before we find the one that's right, and dumpster diving, you'll discover, is a lifestyle choice. Really, it's a lifestyle choice, and you don't really see the benefits of it until you do it for a long time. So, and you're fierce too. You are fierce, no doubt about that. That haututu of a child, haututu. So if you're wondering what haututu is, it means like mischief, plays around with things and has to have touch things. Oh, thank you for coming on board, Sam and Scrappy. I really appreciate your time and your attention. I love you guys so much. Love watching your stuff. So, no, thank you so much for coming on board. And you have a wonderful day also. And, yeah, look forward to your next video coming up, man. So, happy diving. Happy diving. After work, of course, after work. Thanks for so much for popping in. Appreciate it. Yep, it's really early over there, bub. I know it's if it's like 8 o'clock here, it's probably like 7 o'clock over there. So I think there's like an 11-hour difference, time difference. But yeah, I usually go on and do my lives about 11 o'clock because that's a good time when all of the divers have like the mums have sent their kids off to school and packed their lunches, and some of them work and some of them don't. And only problem with doing a dumpster live is I have to remain live traveling between bins, and that means like having to hold the camera, and yeah, I need a GoPro to be able to do that, with any real success. Otherwise, if I get caught with the phone in my hand, it's more trouble than I can handle, and I'd sooner deal with the police than with mum. Yeah. I'd sooner, if I get caught by the police, I'd say, wait, take me to jail now, please. Yeah, so that's why I haven't been doing the live part of it. Yeah. So right now I'll keep doing the videos. For a dumpster diving channel, and it doesn't specifically say that I'm a dumpster diver. I'm a bin living with big B. Well, the purpose of it being a bin living is all kind of facets that comes from dumpster diving, living in the bin. Yeah, straight up, you know exactly what mum's fears. You know exactly what I'm talking about, bub. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what she would say, Dad! And then it'll be followed by some colourful language and some stares that would bow the head of any mean gangster, and then it would be followed by consoling, saying, "Oh, don't worry, we'll get through this." Well, yeah, I'd hear the end of it, but you know, not really. It would rear its ugly head like 6 months down the track. Just when you think the waters were calm and everything was fine, it would pop up and say, "Yeah, hey, remember that time when you da da da." I might have to delete those comments just in case she, just in case you decided she wanted to watch that, watch this. You know, she said she wanted to come for a dive. You know, that's going to be very detrimental to Maori baby. Unfortunately, you know, if you're going to watch this Maori baby, if my wife comes, I mean, I would, you know, I would have to make room for her, and she takes top shelf priority. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do know what you mean. Dad! Oh, Dad! Jeez, Dad. Far out. Ah. I can hear it now. I mean, I already feel guilty, and I'm not even in the car. I already feel like guilty. Yes, well, you know, with her, you have to strike while the iron is hot. You know, when she says she wants to go and do something, you know, she's pretty determined in that way. But you know, if you delay it one day or for any amount of time, and you go, oh, okay, then let's, you know, if you're indecisive, you go, nah, I don't want to. I'm tired. I just want to sit in front of the aircon. But if the mood lemon is right for her, and you go, yep, man, she'll be a fierce pa jingles. Yeah, yeah. She still says dong. I'm gonna give you a dong. Oh, yeah. She doesn't even give me any warning. She just doesn't. Go, dong. And she like bites her tongue while she's doing it. She does it. She got her own pukana going on. Now I've got some sort of ding-a-linging going on here on my phone. I'm just gonna wonder what that is. Please, people, what's going on? What's going on? Okay, okay, okay. Just move that out of the road. Yeah, that's right. You got a couple of putties, eh? Yeah, that's cool. Oh, that's right. You have too. Yeah, might need to for protection. It'd be no good though, because you know your mum is like well versed in using a patu. She was taught at the marae, man. She is a Maori. She is a warrior princess, man. Her name should be Zena, princess, warrior princess. Straight up, she is, man. She's a She's a beast. That's why I love her. You know, strong. She's got a real strong nose and got strong eyes, and she's just strong. Good stock. Good stock she is. Yeah, but I pick her up at 9:30, so I might just go around that dumpster area for about an hour before I go and pick her up. It's like dark enough now. She is. She's a very strong, independent wahine, and she has been for a long time. Long time. Well into her 20s. Well into her 20s, she's been strong and independent, and she's had a tough life, bub, straight up. She, you know, she she's had, you know, you couldn't even imagine, or you could imagine the how tough a pretty young girl would get it in a male dominated um, area. You know, she's had a real hard life, hard, hard. So when we hooked up, man, you know, all of the baggage come with it. So it's taken like over 20 years for us to be able to sit down and talk about it, which makes it even more amazing. She's my oxygen. You know what I mean? She's my oxygen, and I can't live without oxygen. So therefore, I cannot live without her. I have invested my my life and time and energy and blood, sweat and tears into this woman and this relationship. Still working hard at it, and I just couldn't imagine my like being away from her at all. It's tough. That's why we had a bit of a scrappy this afternoon, and we only do that when go that way down that track if there's something going on in our lives or something that's pissing us off. And something was pissing her off, and I reckon it's something I done. I just can't remember what it was. I just carry on life going, oh, what's going on? But yeah, but by the time I dropped her off at work, we were back on the same level. And when I go and pick her up, we'll be back on that same level. And that's the amazing part. That's letting the small stuff that would normally sweat us, letting it go. That's what hard work does. Yeah, yeah. And that stuff will improve with you guys, you know, as time goes by. The more you live together and bond and maintain those open communications, you know, and he's a hard person to talk to, but eventually those barriers will break because he is his mother's son. And Raven and Mum was just like that. Look, bub, she stresses about a lot of things, and it just takes her a while for it to process and realize her thoughts. And then she comes to me and talks about it, and I just help her stay grounded about it. Look, just have to prioritize things. Not everything is going to be in your control. You know what I mean? Not everything's going to, but the ones that are in your control, we can deal with like straight away. We can handle that. And if you need help with that, boom, I'm going to help you. But still got to work on your delivery, girl. You need to learn how to play cricket. Yeah. But we have like the prospects of our future is amazing. That's the hope that I live for with Mum, is that our potential, because she's just such a hard worker. I would just like to I would just love to redirect those energies into something that we both can do. So, through our whole relationship, I've had like so many harebrained ideas, Shan. Since we've been together, we've had one, two, three, we've had four businesses, and you know, for her they're flash in a pan, but I'm really like passionate about what I start, and I start these things because I'm trying to find something that her and I can both do together. But she's stuck in a colonialized, or in a 1950s mentality, where you go to work, you work hard for someone else, you, without her really knowing it, she's fulfilling other people's dreams, and at the end of the week she gets a paycheck for her efforts, and with that paycheck she pays for her living. And that's what 95% of the population does, and they're needed. We need a workforce to make this crazy world we live in go round. But it don't have to be like that for us. We can create our own employment, create our own income. And dumpster diving can be that way. We can save a lot of money, as you've seen on the videos, and on articles. People are saving hundreds of dollars each month, not buying food, and living out of the dumpsters. I mean, that's what my name is pretty much all about: bin living off the dumpster, off the bins. It's just that, to me, what I realize is that you have to do it for a long time to be able to reach that plateau where everything is just second nature. You go to the bins are doing well, and the days are the best days, and what are the best times. And this is what all of this shuffling around and checking things out is all about. Basically, it's about trying to find the patterns. So we're not just going into places that are losses, because we can't buy back the time that we lose anymore. So I envisage, like, maybe even 12 months, because I already told you one of my goals, but in 12 months I expect the profits from dumpster diving, the stuff that I sell, or the money that I save from not buying soap and toilet paper and whatever stuff that I find in the dumpsters or in the bins, I can put towards, like, getting a vehicle, or improving my production for my channel or our channel. And I'm totally serious about that. A collaboration between you and I should just have a channel together, and make it like exclusively dumpster diving. I'm totally serious about that. I reckon you could be the face, I'll be the cameraman, and already allocating jobs. So just gotta look for a good balance. That's the word I was looking for. We've got to find good balance between these two lives, and then making them weave together, raranga, weave them together so that it's seamless. So that's the aim. That's really the aim. But yeah, like I envisage like 2 years down the track that 24 months that organically we'll be able to have this lifestyle work for us, and have those three categories: the things that we can keep and give away, things that we can donate, and things that we can sell. Because we definitely need to look at things to sell. We have to supplement the lifestyle without it coming out of our own pockets. I mean, obviously it is right now. Whether it be coming out of the bins or whether it be being monetized from YouTube, which is something like down the track I would seriously consider, but that's not my intention of starting a channel. It's just to record so Cadence, when she gets older, she can check out like what we used to get up to, what we used to talk about, our interests. This channel is a digital diary for the future generations to eventually, come back and check it out and see what was Coco like. What was Coco like? What does he look like? What does he sound like? What did he get into? So I'm just going to check the time here, bub. It is, wow, it's 9 o'clock. Okay, I'm going to jump off right now. So I'll talk to you later though, bub. Love you. Give my moko a big fat kiss when she wakes up. And I'll talk to you later. Okay, bye everyone. 100 subscribers.